Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dungeon Punk's Space Conflict. I think this is episode 5. There's a dog barking in my building that you might be able to hear. Before we get going, we would like to acknowledge that we are privileged to record this show on the unceded traditional Coast Salish lands, including the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations. I am your dungeon master, I guess your game master in this case, Stu Popp. Of course, everyone's podcast dad as well. With me, as always, are the members of the crew of the Nomad.
Hi, I'm Leigh, and I play checks paper for character name Dia. I'm the pilot. I am very warm today.
You're not the pilot. Okay, if you're the pilot, then I'm the captain. Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now.
I don't know. I can't read or say words.
I mean, after your piloting performance last game, Kirk, it might be reasonable to have replaced you.
Maybe not. I'm Kirk. I play Zammy Hoban, potentially the pilot.
The actual pilot.
And I am Phil Cieplak. I play Merrick, who is the hired gun muscle of the crew.
That's everyone. Other members of the crew include R3 and Twylin, who you'll meet at some point, I'm sure. And with that, I would like to request my terrible Star Wars music from you all.
I can't today.
Catastrophe! The crew of the Nomad attempts to escape the unfortunately named planet Uyter, only to be met by an onslaught of Imperial Inquisitors, engine failures, turbulence, TIE fighters, the Imperial Inquisitors again, and everyone's favorite Wookiee bounty hunter, Chumbawamba. Can our heroes finally escape Uyter and find respite on a normally named world? Find out on this episode of Dungeon Punk's Space Conflict.
Chumbawamba.
Are you kidding? This is the most attention they've had in a decade.
Probably.
What's going on here, Stu?
When last we left off, you were still in the skies of Uyter, trying to get away, being chased by a single TIE fighter now. The Tub Thumper, which is the ship of Chumbawamba. Mm-hmm. And we ended off with rising into the sky behind you, the attack shuttle of the Imperial Inquisitor.
Okay.
And you had previously spent the last few rounds spinning out of control, but I believe you had just gotten that dealt with before we ended it last time.
Cool.
So we will dive right into the middle of the action with you having just realized that you have a third bogey on your tail. I think Merrick is the only one that has a visual because he's up in the turret.
Okay. I mean, doesn't the ship... I don't know Star Wars, but does the ship have, radar?
Yeah, but it all looks like it was made in the 1970s. It's all dots and stuff.
Okay, I mean, that would still be pretty decent.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be like, here's an Imperial Inquisitor. It'd just be like a little dot on your radar screen is behind you.
We saw a dot go away when the last ship blew up, and now we see a new dot.
Mm-hmm.
How's the ship doing?
How's the ship doing?
Someone has
We have 5 strain and 18 out of 32 hull trauma. Not great.
So things are smoking, things are sparking.
Yeah, definitely inside. There's various panels have popped open and wires that are smoking and sparking or sticking out.
Does R3 do a
no, he didn't get shot, so he's good. He's inside probably running around, poking his little arms into things, trying to weld things back together and fix stuff.
I just, at some point, yell out over the comm to Zammy and say, when can we get to light speed? We got another bogey.
Now?
No, you look at your nav computer. It says not now. You're definitely still in the gravity well of the planet.
Not now.
You're still in atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna need to clear atmosphere and at least get a bit of a distance from the planet.
I just
before you
yell
can-
back at him, soon.
Okay. That was that a question?
Yeah, it definitely went up at the end.
Well, okay. Whenever applicable, I'm gonna lay down some covering fire.
All right. Well, I still have your old initiative, so you do have a PC slot ready to go. You can cover fire. You can try and actually shoot something.
Yeah, I might as well shoot that last TIE fighter, or at least attempt to. What would be the difficulty? Would be 2.
The difficulty would be 2. Yes.
Okay. And I might as well aim while I'm at it. Any other complications I should add to the pool?
No, I think you've got a pretty decent shot. The ship is not spinning out of control anymore, so.
Okay, well, that will be 2 successes and an advantage.
So how much damage is that?
If I'm not mistaken, the ship does 5, so that should be 7.
7? I think that'll do it for a TIE fighter. So the final TIE fighter explodes as it tries to close in on you. You now just have to deal with the 2 larger ships, the Tub Thumper and the scary Imperial one that you don't know the name of.
Now, I know we covered this last time, but they're also fighting each other, correct? Because they don't know who each other is. Or are they just...
The TIE fighters were. It doesn't look like the Tub Thumper has opened on the Inquisitor's ship.
Or vice versa?
The Inquisitor's ship seems to be making a beeline at you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have another PC slot is available.
I just do evasive maneuvers, I guess. Is our...
Yeah, you can do evasive maneuvers. Yeah, so that gives you a disadvantage on or like black dice on attack rolls, and then you're just going to keep moving forward because you could also spend both. You could do 2 maneuvers to.
Yeah,
just
I remember I
move
punched
as
it
fast as you
last
can.
time. Is the punch it still in effect, or do I need to re-punch it?
Because you punched it, you are at your top speed, so you don't need to punch it again. You can just use 2 maneuvers to move like in a straight line, basically.
Yeah, I want to do full throttle again because I think that ran out last time.
Okay.
Which is make a hard piloting check to increase the vehicle's top speed by 1 to a number of rounds equal to cunning. So I think for that I get to do a boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. And so that is that's an interesting roll. That is a 2 success, 1 triumph, 3 threat.
2 success, 1 triumph, 3 threat. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you succeed, obviously. I think this is just gonna cause a bunch more strain to happen. I think shock hits at the port that R3 is currently plugged into, and he just flies back. Now you get the as he launched across the cabin.
I'm definitely overclocking it right now.
Yeah, and then he kind of does the and topples over. R3 is currently out of the game.
So the top speed is up by 1 for 3 rounds.
All right, so you were just punching it now, or pushing it as fast as you can. I think within 2 rounds, as long as you could just keep moving, as long as nothing stops you, you will reach the place you need to be to make the jump to light speed.
Okay.
In the meantime, the NPCs are going to go. The Tub
Does Leigh get an
Thumper
I didn't go.
is. No, I know.
Where
It's
did you
the 2 PC slots went,
Oh,
and then
okay.
2 NPC slots, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So the Tub Thumper starts to kind of hang back and sort of peels off. Does not want any of that Imperial smoke.
Well, that's one problem taken care of.
Yeah.
He may still be tracking you, but he's going to do it from a distance. And that shuttle just keeps pushing in on you. It's surprisingly fast, though it is not
Shut up, neighbor
quite
dog.
at the same speed. That's not my neighbor dog.
No, it's out back of our place.
Yeah.
And it is going to take a little shot at you.
It has the
With-
disadvantage
in-
or black dice.
Right. That it does.
And also something about shields that we needed to remind you of last time. Every roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. You have
We have shields. We have 2
half
half shields.
All right, so it's 2 more black dice. That worked out well for you. As it failed with an advantage. So the shots just kind of go wide. You're able to sort of, with your evasive maneuvers, dodge around it. But it keeps coming. It's able to, as you're kind of dodging, it's sort of able to close the distance just a little bit more with that advantage.
Okay.
And you can all feel a bit of a cold presence reaching out at you.
That'd be nice right now.
Yeah.
Cold.
Oh.
Cold presents.
And now it is a PC slot. So now, Dia, you can do what you gonna do.
Have we plotted a course yet?
I believe we did that last time, yeah.
We did that last time?
Yeah, I think R3 was able to plot the course for you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're all set to go. We just need to get clear of the planet.
Get there. Okay.
I guess you could co-pilot, maybe, if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
Is that helpful?
I think that's what you were doing last time, and it basically helped my rolls.
That's true. I was thinking if there was anything else I could do that would be useful, but
You can
scanning the
do-
enemy?
You
Is
could
that useful?
angle deflectors.
We already did that.
Okay.
That's why we have more aft shields.
Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
You can boost shields, but that's a mechanics check.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
could
super great at
scan
that.
the enemy.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know if that's like useful.
Yeah.
Like, great, we know stuff about them. We know it doesn't help us necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just
especially when we're
do-
just trying to run away.
Yeah. I shall do a co-pilot.
Okay. So
Just
you get behind all of the various knobs and levers on the co-pilot station.
Hmm.
You can roll me up just an average piloting check.
That's gonna be 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay, so that's a success. You give a blue dice or
Downgrade the difficulty of the
Yeah.
next piloting check
Right.
by 1 per success.
okay, so by 1. And we're back at the top for whoever would like to go next.
You might as well go ahead, Kirk. Use that advantage.
I mean, I don't think I really had a roll to do. I was just gonna keep moving.
All right, so you just spend your 2 maneuvers to push forward?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you do so. You just
I mean, you could evasive
Really clear.
maneuvers.
If you start taking evasive maneuvers, you will. It'll take you longer to
Oh, okay.
get
Yeah.
in range into the range. You still do it, but sounds like that's not what Kirk's doing. So Sammy's just really just holding the throttle forward and aiming for outer space.
Okay. Then I will take a shot at the shuttle. What would be the difficulty? It's still close, I imagine.
It's close, but it's the same silhouette size, which is what matters here. So it is an easy check,
Oh, okay.
or I think it's average if you're the same silhouette size. Sorry, it's hard if it's smaller than you.
Okay, so the TIE fighter should have been hard.
Yeah, that's all right. It's
Oh.
gone. Don't worry about it. So it's
Okay.
average now.
I will aim and fire.
Pew pew pew.
Ooh. That will be a failure and 4 advantages.
All right, so your shots bounce off of its shields, but they're pretty dead on, and you can kind of see the shields sort of flicker down briefly, and you kind of have to has to sort of list a bit to get out of it's basically has to take evasive maneuvers,
Gotcha.
and so
Okay.
it falls a little bit behind you
Maybe
again.
buy us some time. That's my turn.
That's you. So it is going to take evasive maneuvers, which means it's going to have a harder time shooting at you, but it will be harder to hit. But it is going again to take some shots as it tries to sort of swing back in quickly, take a shot when it's lined up, and continue avoiding your guns. Ooh, that is not good for y'all.
Do you forget the shields?
Shields.
I did not forget the shields.
No.
The shields didn't really help that much.
Did
They did not help.
They
Cool.
also get the black dice for evasive maneuvers, right?
They already included that.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're not doing evasive maneuvers, but they are, so they took one.
Yeah.
They got a totaling this up. They got
Guys?
2 successes, a triumph,
Ah.
and a threat. So they kind of have to take a point of strain from this weird, like, swinging maneuver that is definitely not how this ship is built to move in an atmosphere that much. So you can definitely see, like, strains and sparks kind of on the wing joints as it moves. But it lines up a shot and shoots. That's going to be for 7 plus a critical hit.
So if we all die, that means we can stop.
Oh, we're done for tonight.
Yeah, that will probably be the end of the stream if you all blow up.
Nice 20-minute stream tonight.
New plan.
New plan. Turn around and fly directly at the interceptor.
We, of course, love doing this stream for everybody that's watching.
I'm just really hot and tired.
Okay, I just got to roll a D100 here and see how badly you were critically hit. You are jostled. All crew members suffer 1 strain and are disoriented for 1 round, which will probably delay you around as you kind of are thrown from your chairs and stuff, bumping into the various hard edges of a Star Wars starship.
Someone should probably try and fix the ship. I guess it's me.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, we could swap places. You could take some shots, and I could try to do some repairs. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm not significantly better at it than you are.
I guess. Yeah, why not?
Well, it's Dia's turn now.
There's
That's
a
the last
damage
piece.
control action.
Is that a thing? Damage control?
Is the thing. It's brawn check, if I remember.
Well, it
No,
says
it's mechanics.
mechanics check. Yeah.
Oh, mechanics.
Which, I mean, my gunnery check is as good as my mechanics check. It's equal, so I don't know.
That's also fair.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try doing that. It doesn't say it has a difficulty.
Yeah, I don't understand what damage control does. It says once per encounter, check to repair system strain, hull trauma, or critical hit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, by how much?
Yeah.
Where are you seeing this?
Just on the cheat sheet.
Yeah. Phil and I are looking at the cheat
Mhm.
sheet, so I don't
Right.
know. If
Okay.
it's-
Damage control. So if the system strain, see, damage control is only does system strain. Though I think it maybe if you roll high, you can recover hull stuff.
It says
So
once per encounter.
Yeah.
system strain less than half system strain threshold. If it's equal to or more than half.
Okay, we actually need to do hull trauma because system train right now is negligible.
Yeah.
Okay, so damage control does not do that. But
What
there
about manual
is
repairs?
Yeah, I guess we could do manual repairs for hull
Special
trauma.
case of damage control for hull trauma. Recover 1 point of hull trauma on success.
yeah, you could do that.
Okay, let's give it a go. It's athletics.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a brawn check. That I'm not good at.
Okay.
I have 1 brawn.
Me too.
So that's the thing. If you want, you can kick me off the guns and order me to do that because I'm good at this.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, we should probably.
All right, so you spend your turn like probably your maneuver getting up into the guns, and you
My
can
action
you can shoot
kicking.
with your action. Yeah.
Oh, I can shoot with my action.
Yeah, I mean you can. I think Zammy is a free action, or sorry, Merrick is a free action. Can just sort of drop down the ladder, and you can climb up in there.
Okay, so it's a gunnery check. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty in this case is average. With a black dice that I forgot to give Merrick because the ship does have shields. So it's got a. Oh, and it's taking evasive maneuvers, so another black dice as well.
Okay. I can do math. Hold on 1 second. That's that one. No, wait, hold on. That's that one.
Well, Leigh is doing math. Does anyone have a good, like, imperial sounding name for this shuttle to have?
One success, I think.
One success. Okay, so you do 6 damage to this thing. So you punch through its shields, you hit the wing, it sparks, and obviously the ship isn't going to go down from 6. It's a big ship, but yeah, you've definitely given them something to think about for sure.
Good job, Cap.
And then we're back up to the top of the round. I'm going to assume, Zammy, you're just gonna push it forward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything I can do. I could try to do another full throttle, but I don't want to shake the ship apart. I don't really think there's anything else I can do other than just fly. So I'll. If I try to do a
Stay on
manual
target?
repair,
You try and do a manual repair, no one is flying the ship.
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'll just keep going.
Okay, so you pick yourself up off the ground, get back into the
Oh yeah, that's right.
chair, and you keep the ship on course.
Okay.
Merrick.
I'm
Merrick, sorry. I'm assuming this is going.
going to do some damage or some manual repairs.
Okay.
So I have. Ooh, I can't aim for this. This doesn't count.
Can you focus?
Yeah, I think you could focus in though. Like if you're not really having to move. You're just wherever you are. You're really taking your time to.
Sure. Yeah, I will take my time.
So you got a boost dice to that.
And it is 3 difficulty roll. 2 successes.
Nice.
Success. All right. So you recover.
I think it's
fall damage. You recover a point of fall damage, but every little bit helps. As you basically you're in like a section. You have to really put your back into it to like force a panel shut that was like leaking air, and then you get like a quick sealant on it. Yeah, you just use all that soldier strength.
Okay.
What about for the name of the ship, the Eichner?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I want to have a ship named after an asshole in the game. But yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about the Disney exec who's a jerk.
Oh no, that was his name also Eichner?
Where is that?
I had a completely different train of thought going, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure, it could be. I thought it was it. Anyways, that's cool. Yeah, sure. It's the Eichner. And the Eichner is going to shoot at you again.
You're thinking Bob Iger?
I'm thinking of Bob Iger.
Yeah.
Or Michael Eisner?
I think it's Iger is the one that's no good.
What about the Wilhelm?
Ike Perlmutter is also kind of a dick.
Oh no, Ike Perlmutter is what I'm thinking of. That's what. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, this has been Who's a Dick with the Dungeon Punks.
Most people.
I do like the Wilhelm as a name. The Wilhelm screams towards you, opens fire. It's no longer taking evasive maneuvers. Yeah, it does. It got another try.
Ooh.
But that is its sole success. Yeah, it got a triumph and a success. That's it. So it hits you again, this time for 6.
Oh boy.
Did you factor in all the black dice? Our shields?
I did factor in all the black dice, yeah.
Guys, we have 2 hull trauma left.
Yeah, there's just sparks going off everywhere.
If my counting's correct, we can go to hyperspace on my next turn. Is my counting correct?
Your counting is correct, unless your hyperspace goes out, which is a possibility. A component was hit. I don't think. Oh, the hyperdrive is a potential component. One component, the attack of choice is knocked offline. I'm going to roll just a D8 because there's 8 options. Because I don't want to just pick hyperdrive and be a jerk. It's your sublight engines are damaged. They don't go completely offline. Your speed drops, but you will. I think if you can use that ability of yours, Kirk, you can get to the distance you need to jump.
Okay, so I have to full throttle and then jump?
Full throttle is like, yeah, some of your engines go down from that shot.
Okay. Is it my turn?
It is a PC slot now, so it would be, I believe, Dia's turn.
I say either take a shot or
I
co-pilot,
will.
because if you co-pilot, that'll help my full throttle, I believe. But taking a shot might be more
Yeah.
important.
I don't think we're going to take them out.
Yeah, you've only actually hit this thing once.
I'm going to co-pilot because I feel like that's a better bet.
All right, you drop out of the turret, run down the hall
Yeah. I've been
to
doing a lot
get
of
to the
sprinting.
cabin.
My cardio is really good. I got 2 successes.
All right,
That's
And a
that
threat.
will reduce.
two difficulty off.
That will reduce the. Yeah,
So
The threat is I twist my ankle slightly.
yeah, you get a point of strain from all the running you've been doing. And then I assume you're probably going to want you to go first there, Kirk.
I believe so. Let me just give these bones
So
a
you
roll.
should now be faced with an easy check on this.
Yeah. Did that? Okay. There we go. 1 success, 2 advantage.
All right, you speed up the ship. I'm going to say just for whatever reason, from like you hit like a NOS kind of thing, and for whatever reason, the ship gets some strain back from those 2 advantage.
Nice.
Just the right wires hit in the right place.
I hit
as
the
you
space
punch
NOS
forward,
emergency.
and then you at sort of like right at the last second, like basically right before, as you can like see like the lock that they've got like weapons lock on you, another light goes off that you have reached jump distance, and you push that lever forward unless you've made a little slap
Oh
button.
no, yeah, I've definitely made a slap button to jump to hyperspace.
You hit the slap button, and the in the words of Chuck Starfinger, want to see some stars become lines, and boom, you're in hyperspace.
We did it.
And the swirling blue vortex around you. There are all kinds of damage lights going off, pointing out the different parts of the ship have sustained damage.
I just slump back in my chair.
I'm gonna spend a dex side point just to be a jerk. The like back spring in your chair has been damaged enough, and your chair fully just like falls backwards.
I
as
stay
you
on the floor.
slump back in it.
I just stay on the floor. For not forever, just for a moment.
I would
Yeah.
stay on the floor forever.
What is everyone doing in the immediate aftermath of
I think
your escape?
I think Merrick is like this whole time still trying to like put out like small fires or like some of the sparks that are going off. So I might be just doing like a couple manual repairs, even though I've like heard and felt the ship go to light speed.
I mean, it's probably a good time to do it, right?
Yeah, you're kind of going around, probably just with a fire extinguisher, putting out
Yeah.
small electrical fires in places. There's a number of them. There's probably a large one in the engine room where that one engine was knocked offline.
Okay.
And I think while you probably aren't able to repair the engine without like a more time in a check, you're able to sort of damage control it.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Leigh, what is Dia up to?
Sorry, I was just reading about the damage control thing.
Where are we going again?
To a set of coordinates. That was all you were given.
Okay.
I am going to help Merrick fix things.
Okay. Do you want to do that as a check?
Sure.
So you could either recover some hull points is an option, or you can get rid of some of the critical damage. Because you have 3 critical hits have happened to you.
Let's go for the critical damage.
Luckily, they are all easy checks to remove.
Nice.
But you can kind of only do one basically per day.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would say probably the most immediate one is the engine.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's an easy repair check. All you gotta do is roll.
Cool. That's 5 successes and a strain or threat, whatever it's called.
Threat. Okay. Yeah, I think you. I'm gonna say you're gonna knock out 2 with that many successes. You just get 2 of the critical hits are gone. But I think that threat is probably that the like engine, the component in the engine that you'd have is probably going to need to be replaced sooner rather than later. Like it's fine for now, but you just know like it's got so much wear and tear and like carbon scoring on it that it's going to need to be replaced at some point.
Cool.
Or it might fail dramatically at a time of despair of my choosing. But otherwise, yeah, you're just down to the one critical hit. And still a bunch of hull trauma, but the ship is holding together. It has not sustained so much that it is falling apart. Is there anything anyone else wants to do while you wait to arrive at your destination?
I slowly get up off the floor and fix the chair and just take stock of the immediate cockpit, see if anything in the immediate surroundings, like if a button popped off or anything.
Yeah, there's several panels that have like blown open and wires are hanging loose. You can probably just stuff them back up in there and
Yeah,
tape the panel shut.
pretty much, yeah.
I imagine most of your cockpit repairs are happening with mesh tape.
Yeah.
There is R3 who's currently unconscious in the corner of the cockpit.
I nice up the cockpit and then go over to him.
Okay. He's currently offline.
Boot him back up.
Okay, yeah. He kind of shakes his little head side to side as if he's trying to shake loose something. And then just starts sort of kind of beeps in appreciation and thanks, and then starts wheeling around the cockpit trying to fix things.
Nice. I think once I put out some significant fires and sort of make sure the ship isn't actively falling apart, I'm gonna quickly check on the rest of the crew in the cargo hold. I think that's where they're hanging out.
I think you guys had them buckled in the lounge like area.
The lounge? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to the lounge, check on everybody, make sure no one got, I don't know.
Yeah, they're all
sparks.
A little jostled, but the lounge is sort of very in the center of the ship, so it's probably showing the least amount of damage. And they were strapped in, like they had seatbelts on, basically.
Cool.
So they're shaken up. They did not expect the several, minutes of free fall spinning out of control, or the that one final big shot that sort of jostled everything. But they're doing okay. The 2 scientists are doing checks with Twilin on the cyborgs, just making sure that they're okay. But yeah, no one seems to be injured.
Okay. Well, on that note, I'm injured. So once the scientists finish concluding that the cyborgs are in good condition, I saddle up next to Twilin and maybe ask her to, check my injuries or what have you.
Yeah, you didn't have any critical injuries, did you?
Nope, just
All right. So she gives you a like sort of sniff and a scan. Sort of sees that the spot where you got shot, and gets you to sort of take off your armor there so she can tend to it better. Cleans it and then jabs you with a stim pack. So you get, I believe, 5 wounds back.
Okay.
She asks, "How are you feeling now?"
I'll live. Feeling much better. Kind of sort of moving my arm. I guess it'd be technically this arm. And yeah, tell her I should be able to sleep off the rest.
Like, are you sure? She's like, "Because I've got more stim packs." He holds up another, like, the needle thing she just jabbed you with.
All right, juice me. And I'll hold out my arm.
She jabs you again. It's not like an unpainful thing. It's like an emergency repair. But you get back another 4 wounds this time. So it's diminishing returns with each stim pack.
Gotcha. But I'm fully healed now. Do you heal by resting or naturally in this game at all?
Yeah, you heal at like, I think, like a wound a night. It's not.
Okay.
What if
It's
I sleep in a
slow going.
bacta tank?
That I think speeds up to, I think it's like a wound an hour in a bacta tank.
Whoa.
But you don't have a bacta tank here. Twilight does offer she can make a poultice for the wound, and that she's sort of already going about it as she's talking about it. She like pulls a couple leaves and starts chewing on them.
Okay.
From her various things, just lay that over. That'll just help keep infection away and such.
Sure.
And then she just puts a bandage patch over it to hold everything in place.
Okay.
And then she hands you a little root thing and says to chew on this. It'll help with pain.
Okay. Yeah, I take the root and put it in my mouth, start chewing on it. Is it unpleasant at all, or?
Maybe it's a little earthy, but ultimately, you just kind of get a little high from it, basically.
Okay.
He's got like a nice smoothed out feeling.
Okay.
Dia, what are you up to now that you've done some repairs?
Good question. What would I be doing? Probably also going to check on everybody, make sure nobody is severely damaged.
So I guess you and I are hanging out in the lounge room together at some point.
Kirk, did you get R3 up and running again?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah, I'd want to make sure that like everybody is,
You're just
Cool.
making the rounds. You check on me and R3. You check on Merrick. You check on.
Yep.
I was going to suggest that while you were in the lounge with Merrick checking on it, that some petty argument erupts in the cockpit between R3. The moment of cordialness ends very quickly between R3 and Zammy, and R3 storms out of the cockpit, having lost the argument to Zammy. And he just kind of speeds through the lounge, swearing in his little droid language.
Do we have
I think that's rude.
Do we have an armory on the ship at all, or like weapons cache?
I mean, you probably have somewhere to stow your weapons. It's probably like, I'd imagine it's a little more makeshift than not, because mostly you just have your sidearms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, which reminds me, now that the action has subsided, I probably did this while I was getting repaired by Twilin. I asked Twilin if she brought my blaster rifle.
Yeah, she runs back into the medic bay and then like comes out rather humorously carrying this very large rifle. She's quite a small creature. She's kind of carrying it like that out to you.
Okay. Yeah, I thank her, while getting stimpacked, and then eventually chewing on my root, leave the lounge room with my blaster rifle.
All right. I think that set a nice little scene. We can just skip ahead a few hours as you are approaching the coordinates you have been set for you.
Probably like a
you
diagonal wipe instead of an iris out, right?
Yeah, or just more like a side wipe.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know how many diagonals they do, but yeah, just a little side wipe to Starfield, and then your ship dropping out of hyperspace, and you are really just in empty space right now. Can see the stars of the galaxy, but at this point, you're not in a star system.
I double checked the coordinates against the coordinates they gave us against the coordinates we are currently at.
You are where you are supposed to be.
Is this some old intel?
I look at Dia and I just kind of shrug.
I don't know. Where did we get these coordinates?
From the guy?
Yeah, from
Bandwin Core?
Zammy's. Yeah, from Bandwin.
Boost the scanners or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, you can give a scan if you want.
Let's do a scan. Let's find out what's out there. How do we do that? Sorry.
I think you just say that you're scanning.
Yeah. We scan.
We do it.
You scan. There's nothing out of there, but sort of right at the end of your scan, you get an alert that there's a very large ship something very large at least, coming out of hyperspace.
Oh, come on!
And in front of you, this big old ship that kind of looks almost like a cloud in shape, like a child's drawing of a cloud.
Okay.
I don't think any of us know what that is.
Just a typical, like...
Yeah, here, I'll...
Dude, clouds, or is it just like...
Yeah, it's like that, kind of.
Okay.
Poorly drawn cloud.
A cumulus, a stratus, a cumulostratus.
It's a Mon Calamari cruiser, is what is dropped out of hyperspace. Those of you who are in the rebellion would recognize it's a Republic ship.
Yeah, I was probably going to say I said, oh, come on, at first, but then as soon as I recognized it, I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Whew.
And you are hailed by them with the message, Crew of the Nomad, I believe you have a package for us. That actually probably comes up, Crew of the Nomad, I believe you have a package for us. As on whatever holo vid thing you have, a Mon Cal face pops up.
I either let Dia answer, or since Dia is out of the cockpit right now, I just say we sure do.
They point you to a docking bay.
I dock in their bay.
All right, you bring your ship in to land. The ship is about 1 kilometer long. It's fairly large. So you land in a nice, clean Republic docking bay. It's all sorts of Republic, like ensigns and engineers running around, making sure that, sort of checking your ship from the outside, making sure it's clear of any Minox or anything that could cause problems for them. And you see like group of officers approaching and sort of ready to meet you down in the docking bay.
As we're
They kind of give a wave to your cockpit.
oh, are we still on the ship?
Yeah, as soon
We
you
haven't gotten off the ship yet.
haven't gotten on the ship yet.
Yeah, I go to the lounge room and kind of assemble the crew.
Yeah.
Get ready for, I don't know, either inspection or whatever it is that's about to happen.
I think they kind of waved at you. I think you got the sense that they are waiting for you to bring these people out to you,
Okay.
to them.
Yeah, as soon as we're parked and everything's set, like, in sleep mode or whatever, I go to find Dia and probably Merrick as well and help everyone off.
Yep.
Okay. You do so. You guys, I'll take your passengers out of the ship. And
Before we get out of the ship, because I'm not ex-rebel, like I had nothing to do with it, but we can trust these guys, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think.
I mean, I guess they are part of the New Republic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You would assume, yeah. I mean,
before I left the cockpit, before I shut everything down, I wanted to have sent Bandwin a message.
Sure.
Just not like a live call or whatever, but just a message saying, we've made contact.
Yeah, you send it off. You have no idea if he got it or not, but yeah.
He left me on red.
Yeah, I mean, it's just old Star Wars technology. You just can't tell if someone's received your message or not. You all walk out with your passengers. Waiting for you are two Republic officers. One is a Moncal who seems to be bearing the markings of captain. Another, probably just a commander. And the third, you didn't recognize him from like the distance up in the cockpit. Is sort of just an average tall man with blonde hair and kind of the beginnings of a beard. He's wearing sort of a simple, almost like somewhere between robes and an officer's like flight suit. And hanging from his belt is a lightsaber. This you might remember from probably just like various rebellion like footage videos and things or holovids you've seen. Is Luke Skywalker, the hero of the rebellion.
I just like
I don't know this guy.
Yeah, he's just like an average looking blonde dude.
I'm trying very hard to keep my
doing?
cool, but absolutely not.
Or were you like pawing at me? Is that what you?
Yeah, just kind of like that, like hey, like just smacking your arm.
What? Stop it! Be cool.
And then I look at Merrick and see if Merrick has any visible recognition or reaction.
I'm wearing my helmet, so you can't tell. Flying cool, as far as you can tell. Just standing like pretty motionless.
Merrick is actually so motionless that you're like frozen in stunned fandom. Yeah, do you say anything to these captains, or do you wait for them to talk?
I might give like a slight nod to the captain.
Okay.
I kind of as soon as we're in, I probably did that while coming down the ramp and first noticed Luke, but then when we get to the bottom, I'm kind of like trying to keep composed, standing up straight, like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till they greet us and say anything. I'm gonna go pull that power move. I
Yeah.
want to see what's happening.
I mean,
here.
I'm also
All right.
deferring to Dia as what's happening.
Yeah, I think the power move probably maybe hits the other captains, but Luke just kind of takes it as a moment to like step forward and offer out a hand and say thank you for saving these people, and for saving the other uh, rebellion pilots that you found.
Ah. Yes, it was. I mean, not a big deal. It was just a job we didn't get paid for, but you know how it goes.
Like, well, the Republic will see to it that you are adequately rewarded for everything you've done for us.
I give Dia a little
Can
nudge.
Do you mind if I see your people that you rescued?
I just step aside. They're right behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he steps up and he sort of raises a hand and touches the like front of one of the like cyborg pieces. There's just sort of a moment where he kind of closes his eyes, and just sort of this wave of calm kind of washes off of him, and he sort of nods to the scientists when he comes out from this, and they start to sort of walk the cyborgs away from your ship and into the other ship, and he turns back to you and says, I promise you that these people you've rescued are in good hands. I can sense that they are not completely lost. And hopefully with time, we can restore their former selves and identities.
Okay.
I kind of stammer out a thank you.
And he says, it turns out Commander Adak will ensure that you're rewarded, as I promised. Thank you again for your service. Gives you a bit of a bow and turns to leave.
I say, I don't know if this is accurate, but I say, as he's leaving, I say, General.
He nods to you and says, I am retired from that line of work, but appreciate it. And he gives you a bit of a nod.
As he's just almost too far away, I say almost too quietly, "May the force be with you."
And he turns back and says, may the force be with you as well.
I feel like you could say that without being weird, because it's a pretty common expression.
Okay, so Luke leaves. The commander, the human commander, sort of picks up. There's sort of, he had two cases by his feet, and he turns them over to you. They contain 5,000 credits each. There's two cases of them, so 10,000 credits.
Oh. I suppose that will be adequate. Meanwhile, the dollar signs, you can just see the cha-ching in my eyes.
You said there were guys checking over the ship for us, right?
Yeah, the commander also says if you don't mind sticking around, we can perhaps do some repairs to your ship as well.
I'd like to mention that there may be. I'm assuming they're going to check for everything, but I just want to mention that there may be a tracker on there. If they can take special look for that.
He says, "I'll let my men know." And with that, it'll take a couple days for them to complete the repairs if you want your ship to be fully cleaned up and
We will
shiny.
get free repairs
Yeah.
wherever we can get them.
Okay, that will happen. So this is technically where the last session was going to end. So I've got some XP for you because you've completed the adventure.
Hooray!
Awesome.
So you got so this is for each of you. Get the same amount here. So you got 10 XP for rescuing the cyborgs. You got 5 XP for escaping Dakar, 10 XP for escaping Uyter, and 5 bonus XP for finding and removing the tracking beacon.
So, that's 30.
That works out to 30. Yeah.
Oh, why did my
Your lighting just changed.
it just went red?
Very weird.
That is because the Inquisitor is here. No.
Sorry, you said it was 30?
30.
30, yes.
30. Okay.
With that, we will take a short
Okay.
5-minute break, and then we'll be back as the Nomad crew searches for a new job.
Stall for a second. I need to put the be right back thing up.
Okay,
All right.
stalling.
It's up.
Hello, everybody, and
And
welcome
we're
back
back.
to Electronic Space Conflict. We are back. Our heroes finally escaped the planet we hate the name of.
Uyter.
Oh,
Uyter.
that actually makes it better.
It would be weird to have everyone pronounce it that way while talking normally. Like, yeah, we're just going to the planet Uyter.
You tour?
I mean, that's how I was saying it in my head the whole time. It's like the people that are talking and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden call it Ibiza.
Yeah, those people are the worst. It's
Yeah.
spelled Uyter. So
Yetter.
Uyter?
it doesn't matter because we're not there anymore.
Uyter. Uyter.
Uyter. We are aboard one of the Mon Calamari cruisers belonging to the New Republic.
What's it called?
It is called.
It's called Shut Up, Kirk. I didn't think of a name.
No, it's called the Salvation.
Hmm.
Mm.
Thematic.
Yeah. It's been a couple of days. You've been staying here on your ship, but you've been staying here. As your ship as the Nomad has been repaired. Took quite a bit of damage in the firefight during your escape. In the meantime, the cruiser has made a jump to a couple of different planets, but you're now above Hosnian Prime, just sort of on the outer core worlds. It's one of the sort of political hotspots of the New Republic.
Lots of law enforcement around here.
Yeah, there's definitely some law enforcement. I just mean that it's a center of like a lot of political activity.
Okay. Just thinking we might get a more legit job here than normal.
Yeah.
Where I'm trying to.
Yeah, you can also head to other places looking for jobs. This is just where the cruiser went.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you could grab a passenger for looking to go somewhere or something like that.
Well, we were on the ship for like 2 days.
Probably about 5 days.
5 days. Okay.
You took a lot of damage. Yeah.
That is plenty of time to poke around and see if we can find out what exactly was happening with these people, and more info just for the.
Yeah, I think
mind.
I think once they have been taken out of your custody, it will be a difficult check to get information. I'm not saying it's not worth trying, but they're now like that sort of information is now behind several layers of Republic bureaucracy. Maybe paywalls, yeah. You'll have to do some social engineering basically to get.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that happens to be what my character's actually good at. So.
Okay. So what specific kind of information are you looking to get?
I was just thinking, like, I'm just curious, like, what was done to them, why, if there was a motive that they can decipher. Like, we kind of knew who did it, but
yeah. Okay. You got a bit of that. You kind of before. It was pretty like information thrown at you very quickly in a moment where you needed to run away. Yeah, give me a check. Who are you gonna like try and chat to or talk to get this information?
Is there any kind of like recreation space on this ship? Like, like a 10 forward kind of thing, like a bar with a chatty telepathic barkeep.
There's definitely bars on these. Most Moncal cruisers were actually retrofitted cruise vessels. Like they weren't military originally.
Okay.
So while this now has been turned into a military ship, it still has like various sort of amenities and things. So there are bars for recreation for the people serving on the ship. There's more than one because the ship is very large, but
Mhm.
you have access to all of those since they're just pleasure areas. It wouldn't be
Pleasure areas,
restricted
eh?
to.
Right. Yeah, I would probably just start chatting up people, try and find like a science officer who is involved in that, and just kind of surreptitiously, try and get some
Mhm.
hot tea.
Okay, I think this is going to be um, a daunting check. So it is going to be for purple.
Okay.
Um,
I don't
and
know.
I'm because you are delving into things that are now technically classified by both sides, even though you helped get them the information. I'm gonna spend a dark side point. I'm gonna throw that so that one of those purples is red. But I'm also gonna give you a boost because I think going to the bar is a good plan.
Some alcohol might be involved just to loosen people's lips.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to figure out how I could use a light side point. So you want us to like basically like insert something into the story?
Yeah, I think it's like you are inserting something that like changes the situation. Like
Hmm.
whether it's a twist in the story, whether it's just like something new in the environment that can be interacted with to give you a boost, but also maybe change the field of play, I guess.
What was the
Okay.
name of that super strong Twi'lek drink from the first episode? And can you buy the
They just
person one of those?
they just happen to have it.
I do not recall the Twi'lek drink
I
that or
don't
the
know what
name
it
that we gave
is.
it. I recall the
Um,
thing that happened, but
yeah. I think I decided that it was like a unpronounceable Twi'lek name or something, but
Let's go with that.
what it was, I don't recall. Um, it'd be funny if like the name literally translates to "you are on the floor," or "you will soon be on the floor," or something like that. Um,
Body dropper.
body dropper. I don't know if that's the best thing, because I could just like I don't know somehow create a person that I like tangentially know from back in the day
Mm.
who would help me find the information.
yeah, I think that's a good use of a lightsaber one because then that adds like a new NPC that can
Okay,
return.
let's do that.
Okay.
I happened to run into somebody that I know from several years ago who I crossed paths with.
Okay. I think this is someone you know from way back on Ryloth, probably a childhood friend who like
Okay.
your ways went different directions
Okay.
post like imperial occupation.
Mhm.
Uh, they left and joined the rebellion as a like scientist and medic, and you became a criminal. Um,
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
give me a good Twi'lek name.
Should have made a list of Twilight names.
Otherwise, I can find a random Twi'lek from a Star Wars visual dictionary.
Uh, Let's see. This Twi'lek's name is Toll. T-O-L.
Toll? T-O-L. Okay.
It means fire.
Okay, so this Twi'lek, she is one of the sort of rare red Twi'leks. She's got bright red skin, which contrasts quite starkly with the like white science officers like uniform and lab coat that she's wearing as she kind of comes in, looking a little tired the into the bar. She orders herself a stiff drink and a calf, and sits down. She doesn't quite notice you yet, but you can approach her and you can make your. I think this is probably just a charm roll to get information, unless there's something else you'd like to make a case for.
No, charm works for me.
All right, so it's going to have that same difficulty. So it'll be 3 purple, red, and a boost. And you can upgrade your check since you have past friendship with this person.
Cool. Roll the dice. Let's see. That is at least 2 successes. And one of those guys.
A threat.
Yeah, that's the one. The bad thing that's not the worst thing.
Yeah, okay.
2 successes and a threat.
Yeah, how do you approach your old friend who you have not seen in a while? You probably, when you see her walk in, or I imagine it's a bit of a surprise.
I am actually surprised. And I probably would actually approach her anyway, because information is worth a lot of stuff, money, maybe. I don't know. So she's like at the bar.
She is, yeah.
Getting her drink. Okay. I probably already have a drink, and I've just been scoping out the place, seeing if there's any easy marks. And I just go up and I'm like, excuse me. That's British for some reason.
Hello,
What was
Governor.
that?
Excuse me, Governor. Are you Toll? I can't do the voice anymore. I can't say, excusez-moi. Toll?
She kind of
You?
she turns like with the start of like I really don't have time for it. Oh, Dia, Ola, what are you doing? But I am part of the Republic. I work on the ship. What are you doing here?
That's amazing. A long story. Do you want to sit down?
I'm already sitting, but yes, if you mean at the table, then yes, absolutely.
I thought she was standing at the bar.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I have a table over there. Yeah. I can tell you the whole thing.
Yes, please. I would love to know what brings you all the way to this ship.
So we
Didn't
go
think
sit
you
down.
had anything to do with the rebellion or the Republic.
Well, funny story. My crew and we got hired for a job. And then it turned out that it was people. And we don't really do the human trafficking thing. So seemed like the best choice was to find out how to turn them over to you guys, really.
So you're the one that brought us those unfortunate cyborgs. People, I don't really know what to call them.
Please say unfortunate souls because that makes me just giggle. Yeah. We didn't really find out much about them, but it was a surprise to say the least. I feel like I'm doing more French Canadian now.
It was a
I'm just choking on
surprise.
words.
Yeah, go where you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I imagine it would be quite shocking to encounter them for the first time.
Yes. You could say that. So what are you working on?
Them, I suppose. It's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Mostly just making sure that they're okay.
I have to say, I'm so curious about what happened with them. There was no way to find out who they were. We had to escape very quickly.
Yes, Master Skywalker believes that perhaps he can figure out who they were.
Oh, is that the guy would say? We talked to him briefly when I got here.
Yes, this is
The general or something?
Luke Skywalker, the hero of the rebellion. He defeated the
name.
Emperor and
Not
Darth
thinking.
Vader.
I don't know who that is.
Who?
You've definitely heard of Darth Vader and the Emperor.
I was like on a very on the fringes. I think I maybe heard about that guy.
He also blew up the first Death Star.
The what?
Okay,
He is
sounds impressive.
the last Jedi. He is a
I thought
Jedi.
they were a myth. I
Yeah.
thought they didn't exist.
A lot of us thought that as well, but I have seen what he can do firsthand. It is very much not a myth.
Wow, that's new. I guess I'll have to tell Zammy. He thinks he does the Force. It's weird.
Ah,
He's my pilot. He is what are you again, Kirk?
Failing. Or falling.
He's a failing.
Or whatever.
Falling.
does his force involve getting people to like him and do things that he wants them to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pheromones. Failing have pheromones that intoxicate others.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe something like that.
It's very similar to the Zeltron,
Oh,
but with more scales.
Zeltron. Right, I ran into one of those once. Didn't care for him. Too charming. Too clingy.
That sounds about right.
So tell me. I mean, can you tell me? I won't tell anyone. Between all friends, right?
Is this
Who am
why
I
you
gonna
wanted to talk to me?
No. I didn't even know you were here.
I can't really tell you much. I mean, we've only had them for a few days, and we're trying not to be invasive.
I mean, they've already been invaded.
Yes, but that doesn't excuse doing
No.
more damage.
Of course not.
I
do
all
listen, thanks.
all that we know is that they have. Now I'm going into like.
Werner Herzog.
I would like to see the decliniated.
It's really hard to stay in an accent that's not one you do.
What has been done to them is beautiful and terrible at the same time. So she's as far as I can tell, from the information we got from the other scientists, someone was trying to replicate the Emperor's messenger cyborg. An Imperial, I suppose, that wanted access to that network, and there was an encoded message retrieved by these. Perhaps that is what the person that hired you is looking for. We have not yet been able to unencrypt it, other than the name of the order that was given. It was the mission was called Operation Order 1.
That's cryptic.
Yes. There are some theories that it maybe it was an order that was given that has to do with the disappearance of many remnant ships. We've been losing, we've been, of course, tracking many of them, but many of the capital ships have been disappearing.
Really? But where would they go?
I don't know. No one knows.
Intriguing.
Quite frankly, good riddance.
Unless
May
they're
they
mapping
stay away
somewhere.
forever.
Yeah, obviously, but in the case that they are regrouping, that could be bad, no?
I mean, we've beaten them once. We could beat them again, as long as as long as the Republic is behind us. I think they
Right.
cannot match us anymore.
No.
More and more worlds rising up.
Do you think that anybody would pay for that information if, say, somebody could find it?
I think that information is best kept.
Hypothetically?
Oh, where the
ships are
massing?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna tell anybody about
She misunderstands for a second, and then she's like, "Wait, oh no." I
no.
mean, yes, if someone were to find out where those ships are going, then yes, of course, that would be information that the rebellion would absolutely want to know.
I see. So anyway, how are you? How have you been?
It's been a stressful decade since I last saw you. There was a war on. You seem to have missed it.
I was I just kept out of the way, a little bit of smuggling here, a little bit of troop transport there. I say troops? No, I mean like passengers. Mostly
Yeah, I think this is where your threat comes in, is she seems unimpressed by this.
To be fair, like she should be unimpressed. I wasn't really doing anything important except for staying alive. I'm like,
the threat I think is like you've gotten the information you want out of her, but you have maybe revealed your more self-interested side in doing so.
Yeah. I feel like she was always like the goody two shoes in school, and I was probably like the kid who like wasn't there.
Under the bleachers.
So I was off like throwing rocks. Yeah, under the bleachers.
Under the space
smoking.
bleachers.
Yeah.
I think with that, we're gonna cut to the other members of the crew. What are Zammy and Merrick doing? Merrick finally counting the money he was promised.
Yeah, that's probably the first thing we did was pay out Merrick.
Once we had a bit of time, how did we divide the money?
Well, we paid you
question, I think.
Promised plus modest bonus.
Okay.
So I think you were promised 1,000 credits. Is that correct? I believe that's what you originally promised.
Sure.
Yeah.
Would the rest of the crew be willing to double that as his bonus?
Is the rest of the crew just me and Zammy?
It's you. It'd be you, Zammy, and
Twylin.
Twylin, I guess. I don't think you pay R3. I'm sure he complains every time.
I feel like I give R3 an allowance.
I was gonna say he probably gets like a little stipend every once in a while.
Yeah. He's probably gambles it away. I can't give him too much.
But yeah, I'd be fine with
much
seeing that
did
we
we
just
get?
got like 10 times
10,000?
10,000.
Yeah, that's probably.
Seeing as we just got
So-
10 times what we were offering him, I'd be like, yeah, bump up his.
Is it an equal share for everybody, or does Dia take a captain's cut?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. 2,000 to Merrick is the bonus.
Yeah.
3,000 to Dia, and then 2,500 to Zammy and Twylin each.
Yep. That sounds right.
And then I don't know what allowance you give R3. You could decide that.
10. He like
10 credits?
10 credits.
R3, I imagine, has like saved at some point. His bank account is gonna come in to like save you.
Yeah.
You'll have saved like thousands of credits.
He
I
does
assume
take that money and gamble it.
throwing
He does take that money and gamble it. He just wins everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you guys go to Taco Donna, he gambles it and wins.
He doesn't tell anybody.
No.
And everybody's like on the lookout for this droid that keeps winning. He's a high roller.
We just assume he
Goes
loses.
there to just like bring him drinks and stuff, and like there's like
He's probably got a nickname that you keep hearing about, this like amazing gambler. It's
Yeah.
like
he's called the Golden Roller because he rolls. And he never
oh,
loses.
this is canon now. Okay, so again, what are you two doing?
Are you doing?
Yeah, man.
I have something in mind, but if you have anything, Merrick, then go ahead.
No, yeah, go for it. I'm sort of debating.
Is there anywhere on this ship where I can procure a blaster? Because if you remember, mine was force pulled out of my hand, and so I don't have a blaster currently.
Yeah, you could probably talk to a quartermaster. You are gonna have to like buy a blaster, probably at full price, from the quartermaster here.
I would like to negotiate with him. Just slip in the, just kind of like start telling him the story about how I lost my blaster, while slipping in, fighting the Sith and saving all these people.
Yeah, I think there's not going to be a role for this. This is like he works in the military. Like if you want to buy a blaster, there is a cost, and that doesn't change.
Can I use
There's not.
Can I use the Force and negotiate?
I think even in this case, like this guy's just like you can't convince him to not follow, like do his job, basically.
Then I walk away and see if he calls my bluff.
Okay, he will let you walk away.
Yeah, I just continue going.
You could, if you want, to make like a streetwise. Is streetwise the thing in this? Do not have a sheet in front of me to look at all the skills.
Yeah, I have a streetwise.
Streetwise, yeah.
So you could do that. It'll be like this will be a daunting check. You could attempt to try and find if there's like a black market on the ship.
I succeed. I get 2 successes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you were able to sort of find, a couple of the like deckhands kind of. You meet them in a different bar than the one that Dia's in. You lose a couple hands of sabak to them.
I look
to get in their
over-
good graces.
I look over at a different sabak table and see R3 playing and just shake my head, thinking he's going to lose all of his allowance.
Yeah, I think you probably there'll be a cost of like 100 credits just to like lose your way into the good graces here.
Okay.
How much is a blaster pistol? Is this worth it?
I mean, now you can look at things if you want like something fancy, because you have access to a black market here.
Thermal detonator.
I mean, I was considering it. I don't know where to go to look for all that. Can I say I've purchased something and then between streams figure out what I've bought? Just so I'm not holding everything up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think you found that black market. It'll be whatever the price is in the thing.
It's page 160 in case anybody's checking.
I will
You
I'll
have
do that
access
between rounds just so I'm not
some of the restricted things. And between streams you can also look at some of the other books that have some more like fancy gear if you want to find like a fancier blaster pistol.
Yeah.
So you have access to that. So that's what you spend your sort of last day doing. Merrick, what are you up to?
To be honest, I also was thinking about something similar in regards to, I don't know, now that I have a little bit of money, see if there's anywhere to spend it, which for me would involve weapons and armor.
I mean, it's limited to what they will sell you out of like the quartermaster.
Yeah,
because you're on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if this is really the best place to do it, so I might hold out till we get to some planet. So if that's the case, I think, I don't know, honestly, not a whole lot that I can think of. Probably killing a lot of time. Probably staying on the ship quite a bit, like our ship.
Chewing roots with Twilight.
I think at some point, when either the captain or Zammy come in, I'll say one of you, notice that either in the lounge or in the cargo hold, somewhere where I have a good amount of space, I've removed my arm, my cybernetic arm. And you just see me kind of like monkeying with it a little bit, like mostly cleaning it.
You're like holding it between your knees.
Yeah, or like maybe just on a table and like with one arm, like sort of cleaning it and like getting the gunk out between the things, and then like maybe even have like what's the like universal multi-tool Star Wars thing that they use?
Hydro spanner.
Yeah, just like one of those. Just I don't know.
Just tightening some springs.
Tightening things, welding some plates together. I don't know.
Oiling the hydraulics.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, so I would say that's probably one of the more notable things one of you find me doing over the course of our stay here.
Let's say Zammy stumbles upon that carrying a crate that is explicitly nondescript.
It's so nondescript that you notice it.
Yeah.
It's just got stuff written on.
Yeah. Stuff in things.
Yeah. If it was possible to like file the serial numbers off of a briefcase, that's that's the.
I'm gonna chime in actually. So even though it looks like I'm like focused and occupied doing whatever I'm doing, just not even looking over my shoulder, I say to Zammy, "You do some shopping?"
Oh, you better believe I did some shopping.
Find anything useful?
I mean,
again, you didn't decide what you bought, but
yeah. Well, time will tell.
Good opportunity to be ambiguous.
Exactly. Time will tell. I got a couple of nice new toys. Some might come in handy in the future, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
How's
All right, that's good.
how's your arm doing?
Could be better. A little busted up. Haven't really been able to fix it haven't really been able to properly fix it for the last few months at least.
You know, I was talking to some people on the ship, and I kind of let that hang in the air.
Uh-huh. What kind of people?
You know, people that might be more like us than like the captains. Not Captain Dia, but the captains of the...
Really? On a Republic vessel?
Yeah, no, they were all great people. Don't get me wrong.
Is that where you found your new toys here?
Maybe?
Okay. Why, you think maybe some of them might be able to help me clean my arm up here?
I'm just saying they had a lot of stuff there.
All right. You got a name? How do I find these people?
I just let Merrick know to go to which bar to go to and which Savick table to sit down at.
Okay.
Couldn't you just like, I don't know, don't they have mechanics or like repair people on the ship? They repaired our entire ship for free.
Yeah, cybernetic arm isn't like illegal. It's an accessibility aid.
And there might be some upgrades he wants to put in.
Yeah. I think this is like a in-game mechanics problem.
Yeah, I think you would need to find someone who like specializes in this. That's not like buying, bespoke rocket launcher hands out of like the back of a truck or anything.
I think mechanically speaking, I decided that between you and I, Stu, that my cybernetic arm is like one of those like enhancer cybernetic arms.
Yeah, it's just damaged to the point that you need to basically put in the amount of money
exactly.
Eventually. Yeah, you're still.
I still have a long way to go. So,
I mean, I probably also figured if I saw him monkeying with it in the ship, there probably wouldn't be a person on board that can help that he knows of. That would be why I offered up the advice.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you were buying like parts for it, you could go buy parts for it from them, but it's more likely that you just need to find like a black market like cybernetics technician.
You gotta know a guy.
Yeah,
gotta know a guy.
And I think a few minutes later, probably Dia makes her way back onto the ship. Zammy, you are heading up into the cockpit, and you notice that the ship has received a message.
I've already stashed my stuff in my bunk, probably, and I checked the messages.
You've just got one message. It's a weird one. It just seems to be like a string of like hollow advertisements.
What are the advertisements for?
Damn.
None of them seem connected. Like it doesn't seem like someone would have targeted you with ads or anything, and that's just not really a thing that.
There's a very wealthy prince on Tatooine that needs help.
If I just send
it would be
2,000
weird,
credits.
but, like, yeah, it's odd that there's like 5 of them all in one message packet, basically.
Are they for anything specific? Like,
there's like one for like a new kind of speeder engine, one for like Minoc repellent. None of it, like they're just nonsense like ads. Nothing stands out about them other than the fact that like, why would you get this message? Why would someone like directly send you this message?
If I replay them,
and they would also need to know to like how to reach the ship.
If I replay them, what's the first word in every advertisement?
I will say that it doesn't form a pattern.
Nonsense? Okay.
Is the Minoc repellent called Minoff?
It is now.
Use Minoff. Got Minox? Use Minoff.
From the makers of Vinoff.
The only thing that keeps them off forever. Takes them off and keeps them off.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's any
Somewhere.
sort of... Can I make like a perception to see if there's any...
Yeah, to like watch it better.
Yeah.
Or-
I mean, I save it. The first thing I do is save it because I'm probably confused at first. And then, like you said, like, why is this being targeted to me? How do they know the ship's number, space number?
Sure, give me
What is going on
it's
here?
gonna be a hard perception check.
Hard? Okay, that's... Hoo boy. 2 success and 4 threat.
Okay, it is. You notice that each of the ads seems to have like there's some layer of compression on them more than you would normally get with like a holovid. Like it artifacts every once in a while. Where doesn't seem to be like of anything of note, but it just keeps happening throughout the vid.
Is it like the same place every time? Like it's always at 13 seconds and 24 seconds and...
Ish. Like it's more just like it's got a weird layer of compression on it. So it like keeps fucking up. Even when you play it back, it's not necessarily in the same spot, but it like gets that weird compression every once in a while.
Right.
Is it coming from inside?
It's coming from inside.
You aren't. I would say the fourth threat is that you aren't actually able to save it, and it does look like it's almost like I guess the best example would be like a Snapchat thing of like this message will delete itself at some point.
I want to call Dia and R3 in here like as soon as I realize that.
3 is gambling currently.
I want to ask Dia to get R3 back to the ship as soon as possible. Or yeah, I say I call to Dia and ask Dia to come to the cockpit and
arrive.
and then
So
highly
what's
suggest that because I know if I call R3 he'll just blow me off. So
And me?
well, you
It's
probably
his day
have
off.
a higher possibility.
I
But
can
I
try.
explain the message and that something funky's going on with it and we need to get R3 in here quick because the message will self-destruct.
Okay. Yeah, I basically send R3 a like SOS, we need your skills, only you can help us kind of thing. Appeal
Play to his ego.
skills. Yeah.
There's some back and forth, but it's really just R3 buying himself time to finish his current hand of Sabak. And he comes back. He doesn't appear to be carrying any extra credits. He rolls in, and you need him to make a computers check. That's what I'm hearing.
I guess so.
I think so.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
He's literally a computer.
Yeah, I
He
would
should
hope
be.
so.
Well, that's droidist. But he is programmed to be good at this.
Rover told
But he
him
also
not
got
to.
5 successes.
He's got some skills in this area.
It's part of our friendship.
He got just 2 successes and an advantage. Yeah, so he starts futzing around with it, and then he says, the compression is because there's another message layered under these ads.
That's what I figured.
I ask him if he can play
it. He gives you a look of like, can I play it? Come on. And then he plays it for you. It is a message for you, Sammy, from an old prison buddy, one who you owe a debt to. They have a job for you. One that will, if successful, they will clear your debt, and possibly make you and your crew a little money on top of that.
I assume that Dia has been standing here watching the message the whole time, so I was a
Yeah,
buddy that
it's a guy that like really looks like he's in prison, been in prison. It's got like a Danny Trejo shaved, like bald kind of vibe to him.
Yeah, just quickly Cliff Notes explain that was the guy that helped me break out of prison, and I may owe him a thing or two. And, well, you heard it. He might have a job for us.
Hey, what else do we have to do, huh?
Should we talk it over with Merrick?
Yeah,
I guess we should. We should see if he wants to just like,
Continue.
stay on. Make some more money.
Phil says no.
We
He's
did.
like, I'm out, guys.
I walk.
Phil just like hangs out in the living room every second Tuesday while I stream.
He's just like sitting behind you on your screen.
Just like on the corner of the bed looking at me.
basically the message, because it's cute and short, says if you're interested, meet me on Canavar, and then it gives a day, which is basically about 5 days from now, which will give you just enough time to get there and through hyperspace. And he says,
Ask Merrick.
says if you're not interested, then watch your back for bounty hunters, pal. And that's the end of the message.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I don't want any more bounty hunters on our backs, so let's go see if Merrick wants to come along for a ride.
All right, you guys head to the lounge where Merrick is still cleaning his arm.
Yep. Looks like I'm just about finishing up, but still in the process.
So, Merrick, what's your plan now? You got paid. You want to stick around?
It would be nice to go somewhere where I could spend some of these credits.
Well, we might have a way for you to make a few more.
You got another job?
Yep.
And what does it entail this time?
Well, it's somebody's Zammy owes a favor.
Oh, it's one of those.
We're gonna go find out. So one, we could probably use a muscle. And two, maybe a few more credits in your pocket, huh?
What happens if you don't take the job?
Probably not great things.
I see, so you might need me either way.
Seems like it.
All right. Count me in.
Great. Well, Sammy, shall we go plot a course?
Looks like it. I grab a bottle of space alcohol. And we have a celebratory drink.
Your celebratory drink is just taking a slug from the bottle.
And then passing it to you.
I'm just going to roll. There's a 50% chance that you grab the super strong Twi'lek drink again. I rolled a 53. You grab that super strong stuff.
I take a swig of it.
You take a swig of it?
And I pass it to Dia.
I take it.
Other side.
Did you mean to drink this?
I kind of look at it, look at Dia, look at the bottle again, and say, yeah, in a tone that completely means no.
Okay, so I guess I'll go get R3 to plot the course. You made me take a nap.
I'm just going to go to the seat of the space box fly.
Zammy, I think at this point just topples over.
Like I
and
knocked my
R3
earphone out of
rolls
my ear.
I think at this point Zammy probably just topples over, and R3 heads to the cockpit.
Come on, buddy.
I think we wipe to the outside of the ship as it jumps to hyperspace, headed for Canavar. And then we will wipe on in, we'll circle wipe, as that is the end of today's session. You are headed to Canavar for a mystery job
Ooh.
Oh, spooky.
from an old prison buddy of Zammy's.
Has my thing come up every time? Does that mean?
It has come up 3 times in a row. Yeah, this is a different one than the other 2 times.
My obligations.
The only person whose obligations haven't come up yet are Merrick's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I
thank
think
you.
might not come up as like opportunities, perhaps.
Yeah, because there is someone you betrayed and a bounty on your head
Yeah.
are your 2 things. So those might come up in other ways. We
So you
just
probably-
only time will tell.
You probably have a vested interest in not running into any bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Hence why I asked.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, now all of you probably have a bounty on your head.
Well, there was already Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba's not a bounty, though he is a bounty hunter.
Oh, okay.
Chumbawamba is just someone who's mad at
Right.
Dia.
Right.
Oh, they are a bounty hunter.
But still a
as
bounty
well,
hunter.
but-
Yeah.
okay.
They are a bounty hunter. They just aren't pursuing a particular bounty on you. I mean, maybe they are also doing that.
Maybe they've figured out that somebody else in my group might be worth more money.
They're multitasking.
I mean, they could get 2 bounties for the price of 1 and settle an old debt. So
Yeah.
lots of reasons.
Getting 3 birds.
But those
still.
are reasons for another time, another tale. Thank you to you guys for hanging out and playing. And thank you to everyone who was watching. We will be back in 2 weeks' time with the next adventure of the crew of the Nomad. In the meantime, next Tuesday you can watch some Weird West tales over at What the Quest, which we'll host on this channel as well. So you can just tune in next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific. Watch me be an Irish piece of garbage set in the Wild West. Just a real awful person who casts spells with playing cards.
Not going to make the obvious joke there. An awful
know what the
person that's
obvious joke is.
Irish. What's the difference?
Insult joke.
Yeah.
I don't know if just being awful is an Irish stereotype. Not one I've encountered in my lifetime of being an Irish person. Anyways, you can do that. If you did not tune in this weekend to Trivia Punks, you'll get another chance at the end of August, and perhaps other months beyond.
Who knows?
That is it for me. You can, of course, always follow us on all social medias at Dungeon Punks or at Dungeon Punks Pod, depending. All that information is in some direction
Down
from
for
me.
me, Stu.
Down for me. You can also, if you like the show, you want to support us, you could head to patreon.com/dungeonpunks if you'd like to give ongoing support. If you just want to throw us a tip, that would be lovely. We really don't make any money from this, but we do put plenty of work in to make this a good show for you all. So if you'd like to tip us, you can go to ko-fi.com/dungeonpunks as well. You want to buy us a coffee, that would be lovely. We would very much appreciate that. And of course, you can always follow, like and subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Leave a review for us on iTunes if you listen to the podcast. That helps other people find us as well. All of that would be lovely. We would appreciate it so much. That is it for me. Do any of you have anything you would like to give a shout out to?
Nope.
I've got Simpsons Trivia. It's the 3rd Sunday of the month. It's on my Twitch, Kirk of Doom, or just follow me at Kirk of Doom wherever you can follow people.
I don't
Perfect.
do anything except for the other thing that Stu already talked about, which was trivia.
Yeah, Leigh is my fantastic co-host who keeps me from making questions too silly
Or too hard.
or too hard, as I will absolutely do that otherwise.
But yeah, I do suggest checking it out.
Yeah, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. May the force be with you.
Bye.